Welcome back to Dramatic Evaluation. Please hook me up and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please leave a comment. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the horror movie Presence. Spoiler alert, not a horror movie, straight up. And we'll talk about that a little bit. But before we get into it, so this morning I got up, did my thing, took a shower, put my clothes on, went and was doing some other stuff, washed my hands. And when I'm washing my hands, I see a gigantic freak spider crawling, not up, down, I think, my jacket sleeve. So it was like on my jacket when I put my jacket on and was cruising around the house with the spider on me. I'm washing my hands, so my immediate reaction is on my arm. My hand's wet, so I didn't think, I guess, immediately to smash it. I just thought to fling it. So I'm flinging water all over the place, and the spider, thankfully, flies off, and I see it on the counter, and then I kill it on the counter. Yes, I kill spiders. I don't let them outside. You're dumb if you do that, because they're just going to come back inside and haunt your dreams. So I fling water all over the place, get it all over my jacket and face and everything, but I got the spider off, but that was insane. Also, all morning, there's like a muscle in my pec up here, exactly where my heart is pretty much, or maybe a little higher, but it keeps twitching, and it's like this pounding, pulsing twitch that keeps happening all morning. I have so many random things in my chest and back that are right where my heart is, where I have these pains and things where it's oh, actually, it turns out that's a muscle thing. I'm pretty sure that's just a muscle twitching, but if I die of a heart attack during the recording of this, sorry about that, and you won't see this because I'll be dead and not be able to post this video. So hopefully you do see this. We'll see. Okay, so I don't like trailers. I typically avoid trailers if it's something I know I'm going to want to see. I'll even sometimes, if I see a trailer and I'm oh, that looks pretty good, I'll stop watching the trailer because they just spoil it. They just show too much. So I don't think I saw a trailer for this. I just saw it come out, and it was out, and it was oh, a horror movie. Paranormal. I don't usually, paranormal stuff is my least favorite. I love slashers, and then monster movies and zombie stuff and all that and whatever. And I would say paranormal, ghost stuff is at the bottom of the list for me. Moving cabinets around and banging doors, and so, oh no, ghosts don't do anything. They can't do anything. It's never anything, and here's an example of one. So yeah, I didn't know a whole lot about this. So one thing that was very interesting, and the whole thing of this movie, is it's shown through the point of view of the ghost. So you're kind of hovering through this house, this entity following around this family that lives in this house that moves in the beginning, and the entire movie is through the eyes of, or whatever, the point of view of the ghost. So it's kind of going around in the different rooms and observing what this family is doing. So that's pretty interesting. That was pretty cool. I did like that. I thought that was an interesting way to tell a story or make a movie. It kind of jumps around scene to scene, so you're it keeps you engaged, wondering what's going on with this family. What is there something we're gonna discover and find out about them through what the ghost is observing and hearing their conversations and stuff. There's a weird scene in the beginning, toward the beginning, where Lucy Liu is the mom in this, and she's sitting there with the son, and I think this is just to establish that she very clearly and obviously cares more about the son than the daughter. There's a son and a daughter, there's a mom and a dad, and but she's drinking, she's clearly drunk, and she's talking to him, she's grabbing his arm, and is no, but I love you, the way that she's saying it, I was borderline, I'm are they going down are they going to go down a weird path where there's incestual something going on? They end up not, I don't think, but there's a weird vibe in that scene. So, but I think that was just to establish she super cares more about the son than the daughter, which is messed up. So it slowly start uncovering what's going on with this family, and not a lot really going on, not a lot to this. You kind of get the sense at one point the dad based on a conversation they show with him on the phone, that he's kind of like not happy in this marriage, or maybe wanting to get out of it and look at options for like divorce, but nothing really comes of that. And then the boy in the family has a friend who he brings over from school. This ends up being kind of what the story is like this creeper kid and what he ends up doing. But the ghost is kind of, like I said, it's observing what's going on. It's kind of, by the way, spoiler alert, whatever, sorry, late in the game, but the thumbnail will have it, spoiler alert, I'm gonna spoil stuff. The ghost is like observing the kid. The kid starts trying to like poison the girl. He's kind of like starting to hook up with the girl, and he brings her like a glass, and when she's in the bathroom he like pours powder into it, and you're like, what is he doing? Like, what is that about? And then the ghost like starts shaking stuff in the room and makes the glass fall over and spill out so that she wouldn't drink it. So the ghost is like protecting her. And shortly after that, not too long after that, the kid's back and hanging out with the brother, the boy in the family, and he like drugs him. He like puts powder in his drink, and it turns out that it was, I think, fentanyl. And he drugs him to like make him like pass out, and then goes to hang out with the sister, the daughter, whatever, and puts the powder in her drink to make her pass out. And as she's like kind of like starting to pass out, he's like revealing. So didn't mention this. So she had like a friend. She's like grieving because she had a friend who died, I think, in a drug overdose. And he reveals that he did what he's doing to her to this friend of hers and poisoned her to kill her, and then like made it look like a drug overdose with fentanyl, I think. So he's a psycho. So he's a crazy little creep, weirdo, and doing that to her. The boy wakes up downstairs. I guess he didn't get enough or whatever. It didn't affect him enough, so he was able to like wake up. He goes up. He sees the creep, on top of the girl, like doing what he's about to do, and he tackles him out the window, like through the window, and they're on the second floor. So he kind of ghost like looks out the window, and you see their bodies like on the ground. And then it cuts to the family moving out of the house, and the mom's all distraught, and she like looks in this mirror that they have in the house, this old mirror, and she sees the son standing there, and it's like, oh, and freaks out, like, no, and it's like grieving the kid. So now that kid's gonna haunt the house with the other ghosts. I don't know, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, there's like barely any interaction of the ghost with the family, and there's like 2 or 3 scenes where, like I said, it knocked that glass over, it like jumbles stuff up in her room a couple times. Not a horror movie, This is like a drama and like a look into the life of this family, and like this horror element, I guess, is like this creeper kid trying to like drug and kill girls, and the brother saving her and dying himself when he takes out the other kid. Not a horror movie, drama, thriller, maybe, I guess you could call it. I don't know why this is classified as horror. It should not be, because it's not. So for my rating, I gave this a 7.9. It's not terrible, but it wasn't great. It was whatever. It was, well done. The acting is decent. The whole point of view method, of showing this through the eyes of the ghost is interesting. So give it credit for that, for sure. I don't know that I've seen another movie that's done that for the entirety of the movie like that and kept it engaging and decent. There wasn't a whole lot of downtime, like boring, even though there wasn't a lot of stuff going on. So, give it credit for that too. But ultimately, not an incredible, awesome movie that I would recommend and say you need to go out and see this. So 7.9, decent, but not incredible. So that's it for my review of Presence. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, please subscribe, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about the movie if you've seen it, and let me know what you'd like to see me cover next. Stay tuned. Until next time,